Yeah, I'm Tessa Smith with Mama's Geeky. Thank you both so much for taking the time.
Hi,
Hi.
Tessa.
I really enjoyed this show a lot. Right from the beginning, I was in it. And then all the way through, I was like, this show is so good. I love how dark and gritty it feels like it's not afraid to go there at certain times. And so to start with you, Kate, you've done a lot of roles, but what was it about this role and this world that excited you?
Well, I guess I like dark and gritty, don't I? Um, what wouldn't excite me about it? You just said, by your own admission, that it's incredibly well done. You could
Yeah.
see that instantly on the page. So nothing's more attractive than a character that's beautifully written like this. He sketched Teresa Bowers absolutely exquisitely, and right up my street at this particular point in my life is the darkness juxtaposed with the lightness of this woman who's lived this really odd life for somebody like Kate Mulgrew to dive into. So to tell you that it was satisfying is almost really understating what I felt. A real longing to go to work on her,
Oh.
a real happiness on the days that I was shooting scenes with Teresa. Um, and seldom can you say that that joy is sustained throughout. And it absolutely was. It was great.
Oh, I love that so much. Nesta, for you, what excited you about diving into this world?
Um, I think so many things excited me about Michelle, and the main thing I think was just feeling like I was growing up with the role a little bit. Her age hits around like my actual age, and going the last Apple show that I did, um, the character was so strong-willed, and very similar in the sense that she cared very much about justice and what's right. And this felt like an escape from that in the sense of just a maturity to Michelle. And yeah, it was really nice to just feel grown in a beautiful way.
Oh, I love that. Now, what would you say, both of you, what would you say to someone to get them to check this out? Like, how would you describe Dope Thief? What would you say to excite viewers?
Your life is very short. It is absolutely imperative that you watch this show before you die. Do not die
Very
without
exactly what she
watching
said.
Dope Thief. All right.
I love that so much. That's perfect. Nesta, do you have anything to add?
I don't think I should. Absolutely not. That's perfect.
That's a mic drop right there. I love
Mic drop. Yes,
it.
absolutely.
Now, did either of you read the book, or did you kind of just stick to the reading the scripts to see where things were going to
We were
go?
just asked this
Mhm.
question, which is, of course, a very good one. I did not. It was a deliberate choice.
Yeah.
I sensed that maybe Teresa had parted uh, ways from the Teresa that Dennis wrote, and I wanted to be very faithful to the writer, to Peter Craig. This has been my experience in front of the camera. Those are the words that really matter, because those are the words that are going to set me free, if you'll pardon the expression. So I did not, but she did.
Yes,
No.
I did. And I Michelle ended up being such a departure in the book, from the book to the adaptation, that I just decided to, in the same way as Kate, just immerse myself in Peter's version of her. But it's always nice to have a original book to have and feel anchored in that way.
Is there one scene in particular that you guys were most excited to film that you can talk about that's not really spoilery?
Um,
I loved every single scene I got to play. I loved all of my scenes with Brian Tyree Henry.
mhm.
I have to tell you that I've worked a lot in my 50 years in this profession, and whereas I've had the great fortune of working with some wonderful actors, you seldom get in a room with somebody who's so completely natural an actor. I mean, this guy, to use a cliche that I loathe, but it's appropriate here, um, is so beyond invested that he simply owned him. He owned him, which liberated Teresa no end, and which unlocked the dynamic between them, which was very, very exciting to find. How much did they love each other? How well did they know each other? What was at stake? How long had he been lying to Teresa? How long had Teresa been lying to herself? All of these things only come out if you're working with a very good actor on a Chekhovian level, which is the way that Craig wrote it. That's my take.
Yeah. I would say the scene that I looked forward to the most, there is a scene between Michelle and Ray that Brian and I did in a pub. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but there is just this pace and intimacy about it that I just knew when I shot that scene that I would really be able to figure out who Michelle is. And like Kate said, working with Brian, there is a freedom because he is so like painfully human in every aspect of his craft that you can't help but just be better and try to show up for that. Like he's so reactive and he listens and he's so there with you. And that really shaped how I approached the character. And yeah, it was good.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for your time. You're both so great. Brian's great. Like you said, this whole show is fantastic. So
Thank
thank
you.
you guys so much.
Thank you.